Reading from Canto 1, Chapter 16, text number 2. The chapter is entitled, How Pariksit Maharaj Received the Age of Kali. Repeat after me. Sa uttarasya tanayam upayema iravatim janame jayadim chaturas tasyam utpadayat sutan sa uttarasya tanayam upayema iravatim janame jayadim chaturas tasyam utpadayat sutan sa uttarasya tanayam upayema iravatim janame jayadim chaturas tasyam utpadayat sutan. Sautarasya tanayam upayema iravatim janame jayadim chaturas tasyam utpadayat sutan. Sautarasya tanayam upayema iravatim janame jayadim chaturas tasyam utpadayat sutan. Anyone else? Sautarasya tanayam upayema iravatim janame jayadim chaturas tasyam utpadayat sutan. Sautarasya tanayam upayema iravatim janame jayadim chaturas tasyam utpadayat sutan. Sautarasya tanayam upayema iravatim janame jayadim chaturas tasyam utpadayat sutan. Saha he uttarasya of King Uttara tanayam the daughter upayeme married iravatim iravati janame jaya adin headed by Maharaj Janame Jaya chaturaha 4 tasyam in her utpadayat begot sutan sons. Translation. King Pariksit married the daughter of King Uttara and begot 4 sons headed by Maharaj Janame Jaya. Please repeat. King Pariksit married the daughter of King Uttara and begot 4 sons, headed by Maharaj Janamejaya. Srila Prabhupada's purport. Maharaj Uttara was the son of Virat and maternal uncle of Maharaj Pariksit. Iravati, being the daughter of Maharaj Uttara, was the cousin sister of Maharaj Pariksit. But cousin brothers and sisters were allowed to get married if they did not belong to the same gotra or family. In the Vedic system of marriage, the importance of the gotra or family was stressed. Arjuna was married to Subhadra, although she was his maternal cousin sister. Janamejaya, one of the Rishi kings and the famous son of Maharaj Pariksit. His mother's name was Iravati, or according to some, Madravati. Maharaj Janamejaya begot 2 sons of the names Gyatanika and Shankukarna. He celebrated several sacrifices in the Kurukshetra pilgrimage site. And he had 3 younger brothers named Shrutasena, Ugrasena, and Bhimasena II. He invaded Takshala, Ajanta, and he decided to avenge the unlawful curse upon his father, Maharaj Pariksit. He performed a great sacrifice called Sarpagya to kill the race of serpents, including the Takshaka, which had bitten his father to death. On request from many influential demigods and sages, he had to change his decision to kill the race of snakes. But despite stopping the sacrifice, he satisfied everyone concerned in the sacrifice by rewarding them properly. In the ceremony, Mahamuni Vyasadeva also was present, and he personally narrated the history of the Battle of Kurukshetra before the king. Later on, by the order of Vyasadeva, his disciple Vaishampayana narrated before the king the subject matter of Mahabharata. That would be Sukadeva Goswami. No. He was much affected by his great father's untimely death and was very anxious to see him again, and he expressed his desire before the great sage Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva also fulfilled his desire. His father was present before him, and he worshipped both his father and Vyasadeva with great respect and pomp. Being fully satisfied, he most munificently gave charities to the Brahmins present at the sacrifice. So the first canto and the second canto are compared to, Srila Prabhupada compares them to the 2 lotus feet of Krishna. So we're embarking on study of the 12 cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam. And here in the beginning, Krishna's lotus feet are being focused on. Mahabharata, the great history of India, Prabhupada said, at that time the entire world was under one flag and one ruler. So this is the end of Dwapara Yuga, and we notice that the personality of Kali is starting to infiltrate. The influence of Kali Yuga is starting to infiltrate, where the Brahmin curses Maharaj Pariksit for a slight offense. Maharaj Pariksit was very hungry, and he came upon the sage in his kutir, and he garlanded him with a snake because the sage did not receive him respectfully. And his son heard about this and unleashed a horrible curse that Maharaj Pariksit would die within 7 days. So of course Maharaj Pariksit, being a very great and powerful king, could have averted this curse, but he accepted it as Krishna's mercy. Tate dukampam shishamikshamano bujani vatmakritam vipakam rigvagba fubir vidade namaste jivetayo mukti pade sabayat dadayabak. That one who is a great devotee of the Lord, he accepts all reverse conditions as some arrangement by Krishna. So Krishna must have arranged for me to die in 7 days. And of course, for the devotee, birth and death, he's self-realized, so he understands that not a blade of grass moves without the sanction of the Lord. So here, this is the description of King Uttara, whose daughter married Maharaj Pariksit. Her name is Iravati. And they're actually cousins. We know that Abhimanyu, the son of Subhadra and Arjuna, he married the son of Maharaj Virat, Uttara. And as she was having Pariksit Maharaj in her womb, Aswatam released the Brahmastra to kill the final descendant of the Pandavas, the grandson of Maharaj Yudhisthira. And we know that Lord Krishna appeared within the womb and covered the embryo and protected Maharaj Pariksit. So that is the mercy of the Lord. He's always protecting his devotees. And in the Upadesha Amrita, one of the 6 symptoms of surrender to the Lord is to always accept the mercy of the Lord and to feel the Lord's protection. Matchita sarva durgani mat prasadat prishtiti. Krishna tells Arjuna, if you become conscious of me, then I will protect you. By my mercy, you will be protected from all the durgani, all the dangers and evils of this world. So many verses like that are given in Bhagavad Purana and the Bhagavad Gita, where the Lord promises that he will protect his devotees. Although he's equal to all living entities, Prabhupada said the Father, he's equal to all, but one who is a good son, samuham sarva bhuteshu name dveshu stina priya. That Krishna says, I'm equal to all. I don't envy anyone, nor am I favorable to any. But one who is my devotee, maite teshu chapyaham, I am a friend to him and he's a friend to me. So Arjuna and the Pandavas we see on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, they're being protected. Krishna breaks many rules. When Bhishmadev was going to kill Arjuna, Krishna broke his vow to protect his devotees. So that is Krishna. He doesn't care so much about rules and regulations. When it comes to protecting his devotees, he'll do anything. So this is Kali Yuga. Maharaj Pariksit will encounter a bull and a cow being beaten by the personality of Kali. This is the beginning of Kali Yuga, where the Lord says that there will be a breakdown in the Brahminical culture. Samadama tapasocham shantir arjavamevacha jnana vijnana ashtikam brahma karma swabhavajam. All the qualities of mind control, self-control, simplicity, cultivation of Vedic knowledge, performance of yagyas, giving knowledge in charity and receiving charity, teaching others scripture and studying scripture. These are all Brahminical qualities. They will all become, gradually they will decline in the age of Kali. And even the Brahmins, they will be very atheistic. They will, simply by wearing a 2 paisa Brahmin thread, they will call themselves Brahmin. So this is going on. Kali Yuga is moving on. And we see the degradation in the society at large. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said they're envious of Brahminical culture, and they're very fond of cow killing. The cow, we know, is very, very important in the Vedic culture. There's 7 mothers, we know. Denu Datritata Pritvid. Denu, the cow, is one of the 7 mothers and should be always protected. But in Kali Yuga, the cow is being exploited for her flesh, and that is described here in this particular canto, where Dharma the bull says, "Mother, are you not hale and hearty, because from here on in Kali Yuga, the unlawful meat eaters will exploit you for your flesh." So this is extremely, extremely evil to kill the cow. And in the 5th canto, where it's described about the hellish planets, it's described that one who kills the cow will take birth in the Maharorava hellish planet and be tormented by the Rurus. They're very envious creatures. And for every hair on the cow, one will take 1 birth in the hellish planet. So therefore, patita, the souls in this age are patita, they're pitiful. They're very pitiful. They don't understand. They're covered by ignorance. Mogasha moga karmana moga jnani vichestisaha rakshashim asurim chaiva prakriti mohinim shitaha. They're bewildered by the lower modes of nature, passion and ignorance. And therefore their only pursuit is money and the things that money can buy. And therefore Maharaja Pariksit is telling the personality of Kali, I give you permission only to live in places where there's the hoarding of gold. So wherever we see a lot of wealth, like in the United States of America, there's so much wealth, we see more sinful activities being perpetrated, more demoniac qualities in the human beings because of this false sense of proprietorship and wealth. But Krishna describes to Arjuna in the 16th chapter, this is the mentality of a demon. In Kali Yuga, people are they're inheriting and accepting the mentality of the demon. Idam adyamaya labdam imam prapshe manoratam. By my mental concoction, I will accumulate wealth, and tomorrow I'll gain even more wealth. Idam asri apimam bhavishyati punardanam. I'll gain more wealth according to my schemes. Asomaya hata shatrur hanishe chaparan api. If I have any kind of competition, anyone that's trying to compete with me, my adversaries, I will kill them. And my other enemies, I'll kill also. So this is Kali Yuga, where a man, sometimes Prabhupada says, brothers are pitted against brothers. Sometimes the son kills the father simply for the money, the wealth, by which he can engage in sense gratification. So this is simply the modes, influence of the modes of passion and ignorance, where real religion is being criticized. Adharmam dharmam itya manyate tamasavritaha sarvartam apimam buddhisa partha tamasa. Krishna tells Arjuna that when one sees irreligion as religion, what is that? Nowadays they glorify the great high priests of science, and their great acharya is the atheist Charles Darwin, and other great acharyas like Albert Einstein, who never accepted God as a person. These are the great, Prabhupada says, Mahajanas in Kali Yuga. The real Mahajanas we know, Swayambhu, Narada Shambhu, Komaram, Kapilo, Manu, we know the great Mahajans. But in Kali Yuga they worship the big atheists like Charles Darwin, Albert Einstein, and most of these big scientists are big-time atheists. And then they worship Karl Marx, the social scientist of communism. So this is all the influence of Kali Yuga in the mode of ignorance. Adharmam dharmam itya manyate tamasavritaha. influenced by the mode of ignorance, they take religion to be irreligious. I remember distributing books in America, and I gave a book to a man, and he said, "Oh, you guys are a cult. You're destroying our society." And there was a play that Prabhupada had where the devotees were playing, and there was the personality of Kali and his wife were seeing the Harinam Sankirtan party going by, and the personality of Kali was saying, "Oh, what will happen now to my kingdom now that the holy name is being chanted in the Sankirtan movement of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?" And Prabhupada loved this play that was being conducted in the West. The Kali Yuga, our business is to push back this personality of Kali. Prabhupada is very strong in these purports in the first canto, where he describes that demoniac activities are characterized by the pursuit of technology and industry. He said in the ancient days, they had airplanes. Kardama Muni, he built an entire mansion for his wife, Devahuti. Out of his mystic power, out of his mind, he produced a celestial airplane which had gardens and beautiful lakes and ponds and beautiful trees and a mansion. It was called a celestial mansion that could fly around different planets. So this is the power of the Brahminical culture. Kardama Muni was a great ascetic, a great yogi, and he had these mystic powers. Even Arjuna, many of his weapons were invoked by mantras. You know, the Agni Vraja and Shiva Jwara, the various weapons that Arjuna was given from the various demigods like Varuna and Vayu, Agni, and so on, Surya. And they were released by mantra. But nowadays, Prabhupada said, the business of the Sudras and the demons is actually to engage in unbeneficial works, ugra karma. And it's warned in the 16th chapter, etam drustam avastabhya nastalpano pabudaya prabhavanti ugra karmana shayaya jagato hitaha. He says they're engaged in all this industry and factories at the expense of, the poor masses. A few people can live in material opulence, and that these works of ugra karma, or works of industry and inventions, are meant simply to destroy their own civilizations. And in the purport there, Prabhupada warns about a nuclear war, the imminent threat of nuclear war, which the entire materialistic civilization will become destroyed. According to Srila Prabhupada and the Vedic culture, Prabhupada encouraged that the iskcon society should establish farm communities all over the world. Krishi Go Rakshavani Jam Vaishyakarma Swabhava Jam, where we demonstrate to the world at large that the economic foundation and basis for human society is simply cow protection and working the land. Krishi Go Rakshavani Jam. This is the Vedic paradigm, the Vedic model for economic development. Cows and land. And Prabhupada said we should build these property, these farms, establish them, and show people how to live peacefully. Prayana Pratipasabda Kalir Asmin Yuge Janaha Manda Sumanda Matayo Manda Bhagya Hi Upadritaha. That in the age of Kali, because people are so much concerned, Prabhupada said they were driving to work at breakneck speed, risking their lives to drive 1 or 2 hours to work, or going, to Calcutta on a train. He says simply pursuing simply to maintain the body. He said there's no happiness here. It decreases the duration of life. Prayana Shabde and Manda Sumanda, the intelligence is not cultivated nicely. People are eating all kinds of junk and garbage, so the brain becomes full of stool, Prabhupada says. like this. People are very lazy spiritually. They're not interested in cultivating spiritual life. Even Prahlad Maharaj says to his father, Matir na Krishna paratosvatavya mitobi padyeta grihavratanam adanta gobir, because you have your senses are out of control. You're simply gliding down and trying to chew that which has already been chewed. They're simply trying again and again to enjoy their own society. They think this is mine, this is my nation, this is my family, this is my community. These are all upadis. This is all condemned. Sarva upadi vinir muktam tat parat vena nirmalam. False designations. I'm American, I'm Indian, I'm African, I'm this, I'm that. So from this false ego, as Hridaya Granthi Mahu, from this big knot in the heart of I am this body and the extensions of my body and the extensions, my society, all this stuff, huge illusion. Ultimately, it's as Prahlad Maharaj says, you're simply chewing that which has already been chewed. That sadhu manye suravarya dehinam sada samudvigya dhyama sadgrahat. You're simply attached to that which is temporary, and you're simply wasting your entire life. So this is Kali Yuga. And all the symptoms of Kali Yuga are there. Rajasyu Janaka Dasyu stated in the 12th canto that the kings or leaders of society, they're simply stealing. They're simply drinking the blood of their people in the form of taxation. And as Kali proceeds more and more, people will flee to the forest. They'll be so in so much anxiety and tormented. Upadrutaha, always in anxiety. Always in anxiety. That is the influence of Kali Yuga, and the tools of Kali Yuga are Rajagun and Tamagun. Loba praviti maramba karmana shamas priha. Krishna says in the mode of passion, one is very greedy. One engages over in endeavors in material pursuits and fruitive desires, trying to fulfill material desires. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is feeling some anxiety because he says, how will these Yavanas and Malechas, who are envious of the Brahminical culture and who are very, very happy to kill the cows, Yavanas and Malechas, how will they ever get the mercy? How will they ever become liberated from this cycle of birth and death for billions of lifetimes? And Haridas Thakur starts to explain the power of the holy name. He says that even a Malecha or Yavana who is out in the field answering to the call of nature, and he's gored by a boar, and he says, Harama, Harama, which means abominable in the Muslim language. Oh, how abominable, and he's cursing because he said the name of Ram. Immediately he's executed Namabas. Namabas is the beginning stages of pure chanting of the holy name. Like the sunlight coming up before the sun rises, like that. It's the beginning of pure devotion, pure chanting of the holy name. And so Haridas Thakur says, don't worry, Lord Chaitanya, because he said Namabas without any kind of intention to gain something. He's chanted the holy name. He becomes liberated from all sinful reactions that he could ever commit in billions of lifetimes. That's the power of the holy name. And then Haridas goes on to explain, Prabhupada explains in the purport, Haridas says that Ajamil, he was just calling on his son Narayan. He had no intention of glorifying God, but because he said Narayana, without any material motive, he performed Namabas. And he was actually qualified to go back to Vaikuntha. That is the power of the holy name. Nam namakari bahuda nija sharva shaktish. That all the shaktis of God have been invested in the holy name. Kali kalera Krishna avatar. Namahoite hoy sarva jagat nishtar. Kali Kalera Namarupa Krishna avatar. That in the age of Kali, the Lord has invested all his potencies in the holy name. Everything is in the holy name. All Krishna's qualities, Krishna's potencies, we learn Sarvasya Shaktir Vividhaiva Shriyate Swabhava Kigana Balakriya Cha. The Krishna has so many potencies. He can eat with his eyes. He's keeping all these very heavy planets suspended in the entire cosmos is being upheld by Lord Shesh and expansions of Lord Krishna. How is he doing that? By his unlimited mystic powers. And inside a little seed, he has an entire banyan tree. This is the unlimited intelligence of Krishna. So he's so merciful in Kali Yuga. He's not so merciful in Dwapara Yuga. When Krishna appeared, he killed Shalva, destroyed his airplane, killed Bhomasura, killed the Mura demon, had Jarasandha killed his entire... He was killing. Pritranaya sadhanam vinashaya chaduskritam. I'm killing them all. But in this age, Krishna and Balaram are so merciful. They appear as devotees. Krishna, of course, appears in the mood of Radharani, Lord Balaram, Lord Nityananda. They appear and they simply want to distribute the holy name of the Lord. Goranga bolite habe pulaka sharir. Narottam Das Thakur is praying, when chanting the name Goranga, will my body shiver in ecstasy? And when chanting the holy name, will tears come to my eyes? That is the gift that Krishna gives us in Kali Yuga, the gift of the love of God through chanting the holy name. So Haridas Thakur is telling Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that anyone who hears the holy name, Prabhupada said even someone walking past the Sankirtan Kirtan somewhere on the planet, and they go, oh, Hare Krishna, here's a small donation, or they just feel favorable, Prabhupada says they get eternal benefit for thinking in that way. If they take prasadam, if they hear the holy name, if they say Hare Krishna in jest even, they actually become freed from more sinful activities they can never commit. So this is the mercy of the holy name and the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this age of Kali Yuga. And Haridas Thakur says, even the non-moving living entities, even the trees, he says, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, when you're walking through the Jharikand forest with Balabhadra Bhattacharya on your way to Vrindavan, and you were making the tigers chant Hare Krishna and the elephants chanting Hare Krishna, Lord Chaitanya would make all the animals chant Hare Krishna in the forest of Jharikand. He says, when you heard the echo in the forest from the trees, that's not really the echo. That's the trees and bushes and shrubs. They're all chanting Hare Krishna. Even the non-moving living entities are chanting Hare Krishna. As Haridas Thakur is saying, it's not an echo. They're chanting Hare Krishna by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. So Gauranga Mahaprabhu is merciful to everyone. Trees, insects, everyone gets this mercy. And we are very fortunate to take shelter of the lotus feet of the holy name. And Narottam Das Thakur, in this wonderful song that Srila Prabhupada loves so much, Rupa Raghunatha Pade Hoibe Akuti. When will I have great eagerness to read the books left by the 6 Goswamis? They wrote many, many books. They were empowered by the Lord to scrutinizingly study the Vedic scriptures and to present the complete conclusion, how to taste the fruit of love of God, of which the most prominent book is the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the nectar of the ocean of devotion, given by Rupa Goswami. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has brought with him his entire entourage. Many of his very close associates are actually Manjaris. Rupa Goswami, Rupa Manjari, Raghunath Das Goswami, Rati Manjari, Sanatan Goswami, Lavanga Manjari. So they all came to Radharani's Manjaris. They all came to assist in the spreading of this Sankirtan movement. The chanting of the holy names of the Lord. A very, very easy process for us. We simply have to engage with great enthusiasm. Utsahan nischayat deryat tat karma pravartanat. Sangatyaga shatovrite sadbir bhakti pranashiti. Like there's 6 favorable behaviors for us. Enthusiasm, patience, and determination or confidence. Enthusiasm is very important. Prabhupada used to inspire us to go out and spread the mission of the Lord. He was very happy when we were spreading his mission more and more and more. He says, you must become madhyamadikaris. Don't wallow in kanishta. Sitting around in the temple, he said, you don't sit in the temple chanting nish nish, hari hari, and eating rice. Don't do that. He wanted madhyam. Recognizing that there are innocent souls out there, and they will accept the mercy of the Lord. Avoid the demoniac, and always associate with devotees. Asatsanga tyagi vaishnavachar means avoid non-devotees, and at the same time, simultaneously, accept the association of devotees. Satatam kirtayantu mamyitan, always glorifying the Lord. That's the meaning of associating with devotees. Not that we engage in, prajalpa niyama, prajalpa nonsense talks, or political talks and so on within our society. No, it means sharing with each other the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, teachings of Lord Chaitanya. Prabhupada said, you must all read my books together and share this nectar. In this way, our hearts will become purified. So it's 8:45, and I'll open up for some comments or questions at this point. You can put your hand up and we'll give you the microphone. There's a microphone. Usually there's a mic to ask questions with, but any hands? Baladev, Haribo.
Hare Krishna. You can hear?
Yeah, it's a lot of fans, man.
You spoke about how the gift of the Goswamis is their literature. But we see within the iskcon framework, we only have one class per day, maybe half an hour, 1 hour. So how are we to develop an eagerness to hear to read and hear about the writings of Srila Prabhupada in that small time frame? What should we do?
Yeah, so we have our associates. We had this Bhakta program going on, and the Bhaktas, they have to study all of Srila Prabhupada's books. I think they have the Bhakti Shastri programs here, Bhakti Vaibhava programs. So I remember when in the beginning days, we'd have the morning program, then we'd have the Bhagavatam class, and then after that, for the new devotees, we'd study Ishopanishad and Nectar of Devotion. And then when we came back from Sankirtan, we would, in the evening, Prabhupada call it the iskcon sandwich program. Bhagavatam in the morning, Bhagavad Gita in the evening. So in the evening, it would be the Arti, Sunday Arti, Bhagavad Gita class, and then we'd read, we'd also have Nectar Devotion for maybe 15 minutes, and also we'd have Krishna book reading while we drank milk before going to sleep, and we'd have popcorn and milk and Krishna book reading. So in this way we can share. I know when we were traveling across the entire continent of North America, usually there's 2 or 3 brahmacharis in a van, and someone's driving, someone's reading Chaitanya Charitamrita or Srimad Bhagavatam. We get to the next town, we jump out, we distribute books, and then the more we distributed, the more we had a taste. One who serves the spiritual master nicely, develops a taste, Vasudeva Kata Ruchi, to hear the message of Veda Vyas. So we would just share the Chaitanya Charitamrita or the Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhupada was coming out with, every few months he'd come out with the next volume. So we'd be very eager to receive the next volume. Third canto, part 1, third canto, part 2, fourth canto, we'd just be, wow, such nectar. So the more we serve the great acharyas, the great devotees, Srila Prabhupada, the more we develop a taste for hearing this message and being able to absorb it and digest it and drink in the nectar of the Srimad Bhagavatam. We become qualified that way.
Thank you
Hare
very much.
Krishna. Next challenge? Any challenges? Any atheists in the crowd? Yes, Prabhu. Any
Prabhuji,
rascals?
regarding chanting, you were saying that even the people who hate the Vedic
The
culture,
fan's very noisy.
even
You have
if
to
they
speak
chant
loud.
haram, then they get the benefit of namavas. So my question is that, if they get benefit without knowing the importance of holy name, the Mayavadis who also chant the Vedic mantras on this and that, but their intention is little different, but they get the benefit of holy name, the Mayavadis?
Oh, the Mayavadis?
Yeah.
They chant the holy names also. But it's stated in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, that's Antya 3, Glories of Haridas Thakur, that if one chants the holy names with the wrong intention, it will take him many, many lifetimes to get any benefit of the holy name other than moksha. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu emphasized, I don't even want moksha. Mama Janmani Janmani Ishvare Bhavatad Bhakti Haituki Twai. The devotees of the Lord are not so interested in the 5 types of moksha. Same planet, same opulence, same bodily features as the Lord, and association with the Lord, and merging in the Brahma Jyoti. Those are the 5 types. They're not interested at all. So even if the impersonalists, of course, we know that the 4 Kumaras, they just smelt the tulsi at the lotus feet of Lord Narayan, and they became personalists. We know that Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he was a big logician, a big jnani, but somehow he got the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, and he became a devotee of a Vaishnava, a bhakti yogi. So any way a person can get the holy name of the Lord, it's beneficial. But will they develop their love of God if they preach this Brahma Satya Jagan Mithya? Even Shankaracharya at the end of life said, Narayana Paro Vyakto, the Lord Narayan is beyond the manifest and unmanifest world. And he said, what did he say? Bhaja Govinda, Bhaja Govinda, Bhaja Govinda, Mudamate. He says, you fools and donkeys simply worship Govinda. That's Shankaracharya himself chastising his followers to where you should worship Govinda. And he didn't touch Srimad Bhagavatam Purana because it deals with the smile of the Lord. The 10th canto is the smile of Lord Krishna. First we go through all the various cantos from the feet to the thighs to the belly and so on up to his smile. That is Krishna dancing with the gopis in the forest of Vrindavan. So Shankaracharya avoided the Srimad Bhagavatam Purana, which is the ripened fruit of all Vedic knowledge. It is the ripened fruit of all the Puranas and Upanishads and so on, and the Vedas. So they get the benefit, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Mayavad Shunile Pakandi. He said they're Pakandis. Pakandi means like an infidel. It's like they're condemned by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because they're insulting the Lord. He has no face, he has no hands, he has no legs, he has nothing. No, Krishna is full of Aishvarya, Aishvaryasya Shamagrasya. He's full of all 6 opulences. He's the source of all opulences. He's the most beautiful, the most knowledgeable, the most wealthy, the most strong, the most renounced. He has all the 6 opulences. He's very beautiful. When we read about the qualities of Krishna, he has 4 unique qualities. He's always seen accompanied by his flute. His beauty is unparalleled. When Arjuna saw Krishna's 2-armed form, his hair stood on end. He's always surrounded by very unique, loving relationships with his devotees. Madhurya Ras, Vatsalya Ras, Sakya Ras, Dasya Ras. Like that. And unsurpassed beauty. And he has very extraordinary pastimes with his loving devotees. Extraordinary pastimes. Those are the 4 out of 64 that no one else has. Not Lord Shiva, not Lord Brahma, even Lord Vishnu doesn't have those 4. So Lord Chaitanya is giving us the highest experience, Madhurya Lila, love of God as the gopis and Radharani have for Krishna. That is the ultimate experience, pure love of Premanjana Charita Bhakti Vilochanena. So the Mayavadis, they completely disqualify themselves from receiving any kind of mercy. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya has been eating dried rice cakes all his life. Neti, mental speculation. Bhaktastu ananyaya shakya. Ananya means mental speculation or fruitive desires. Worship of, performing rituals, worship, ritualistic worship. These things are all rejected. So they're disqualifying themselves from getting this wonderful experience of love of God. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was given the causeless mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he became a very intimate associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri. He's actually from Bengal, but he stayed with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jagannath Puri for 24 years. I think our time is almost up. We have room for one more comment or question. Yes?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
My question is, when we are doing devotional service, it should be susukam kartavyam.
Can you speak slowly and loudly? Very noisy.
When we are doing devotional service, we are actually practicing devotees. I haven't become a devotee. So when I'm practicing devotional service, it should be susukam kartum avyayam. That means I should enjoy it. But most of the time, because of difficult situations, either from family or among the devotees only, while doing services, while preaching or whatever it is, I get disturbed. But as you said, I should have more enthusiasm in doing more services to please my Guru and Srila Prabhupada. So how should I get that spiritual strength so that I could continue my devotional service and to please my Guru and Srila Prabhupada?
Well, the first thing that Prabhupada taught us, of course, is to have a strong sadhana. Utishtu, like wake up early before the sun rises. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, wake up early, attend the, Prabhupada has supplied us with many temples. He's supplied us, Radha Krishna is there right on the altar. Prabhupada has invited Radha and Krishna to come because we don't see, but through the form of wood or marble, Prabhupada says, these are authorized deities of the Lord. So there has to be Archa Vigraha, Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smarnam, Vishnu Smarnam, Archanam Bandhanam, Sakyam Atmani Vedanam. That worship of the deity is very important. So we wake up and we go for darshan and so on. So we have a strong sadhana. That should help our minds come under control. That should free us from the oscillation of the mind. The mind is oscillating. Chanchalahi mana Krishna, Arjuna tells. Vair eva suduskaram is worse than controlling the wind. It's more difficult to control the wind. So the mind is our enemy in the preliminary stages of bhakti yoga. It's always still trying to go outside the realm of devotional service, or it becomes critical of other devotees, it becomes envious, so many things. Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moha, Mada, Matsarya, right? So we have to, Prabhupada said, in the morning, Bhakti Siddhanta said that you beat the mind with shoes. That means get up early and go to the morning program. And then in the evening, beat it with a broomstick. That means before sleeping, we should read some scripture, and maybe in the evening have some kirtan. The old days, Prabhupada said in the villages, every night they'd read Ramayana. The villagers come together and they read Ram Leela or Mahabharata, usually Ram Leela. So that's beautiful, that your mind becomes filled with the nectar of the Lord's pastimes before you, so you go to sleep, you dream about Lord Ram. Determination is very important. Yatantas cha dhridavrataha, yatantas mam dhridavrataha, engaging with dhridavrata, with determination, fight the onslaught of Maya. She's always seeing what kind of weakness do you have? What kind of weakness do you have? What kind of weakness do you have? And she'll attack you there. Fault finding, kuti nati. Sometimes we're chanting Hare Krishna, but instead of watering the creeper Bhakti Lata, we're watering these weeds coming up. Envy, jiva hinsa, envy of others, kuti nati, fault finding. This is all described. Desire for a special place in the assembly of devotees. I'm a very important devotee. I'm a GBC man. I'm a president. I'm this, I'm that. These are all false designations that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected. So we have to follow the example of Sanatana Goswami. Kaviraj Krishnadas says that Sanatana Goswami was the example of humility, extremely humble. He approached Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he put straw in his teeth, between his teeth, and in a very humble way with some rope around his neck, I'm the most fallen. He wouldn't allow the Brahmins, the Pandits at Jagannath Puri to see him. He would always to go and see Lord Chaitanya. He'd walk on the beach and he'd burn his feet and get big sores on his feet from walking on the hot beach, blisters. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became more and more pleased by his humility. So, Trinadapi Sunicana Tarore Vasa Hishnuna, to be very humble while practicing devotional service. Feel that I'm the servant of all the devotees. Kalidas, famous devotee of Lord Chaitanya, he ate the remnants of all the Vaishnavas in Bengal. He would wait, he would give food to them like mango to Jadu Thakur, who was considered lower caste than him. And then he'd wait outside, and when they threw the mango pit, he'd go and he'd suck the mango pit. Do you have that humility? I'd love to have it. I don't know, I might be a little scornful, going in the garbage and eating devotee remnants. So these are all practices that we have to keep the mind under control by our humility and by our determination and so on, and our forbearance. Sometimes we're offended by devotees, but in the 12th chapter, Krishna outlines all the qualities the devotees have. Yasmin nod vijite, loko loka nod vijite chaya, means that a devotee never offends anyone, nor does he accept offense from anyone. Oh, Prabhu, I must have offended you in my last life, that you're blasting me for something, or you're getting angry at me. I'm sorry, I must have offended you. Please accept my humble obeisances. In this way, we'll be safe in Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, if the ego gets bigger and bigger, we're watering those weeds of pratishta and puja. It's all described. You know, I need people to worship me. I need followers. I need admirers. I need some profit and some distinction. Those are all weeds that we're watering instead of the creeper. And they'll choke our creeper up, and suddenly, Nakatika Topi, our destination will be unknown. Our location will be unknown. We'll be lost back in the material consciousness. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. Oops, 2 minutes over.